some people say that they want specific things, but then when it comes time to the action part or like, how do I achieve it? They're sort of scattering and not really, putting the steps in place to make that happen. And so tonight we're going to talk about 12 different keys to success that will help you. And we even want to break this down for like just the next, the first 90 days of 2026. And so there'll be, 12 different things, and you're going to want to do these every single day, every day. And let's just start for the first 90 days. It's like, it was today, I'm going to use this example, but I told my son, because he's out off school for Christmas, I said, hey, I need your room cleaned up like today. And he was like, I was planning on doing it over like the next couple of days. I was like, I don't want it the next couple of days. I want it done today. And I was like, you know what? He does really good when I give him like specific tasks that he needs to do. Like, hey, I need you to take the trash out, or I need you to take the recycling. He's like, those are good. But if I just blanket statement and say like, hey, clean your room, like I already know his mind's like, I don't even know where to start because it's just so much to clean or whatever. What part isn't clean? So I'm like, okay, I just want all the clothes put away. I want this part over here decluttered, and I want everything off the floor. Okay. So so that's kind of what this is about. Like, let's just do these 12 things, these 12 tasks for the first 90 days of 2026, and let's see where this takes us. And there's this little book that I picked up, and it's by John Maxwell, and it's a 90-day improvement plan. And the book is called Jumpstart Your Priorities. And just thumbing through it so far, I haven't started it because it's actually a present for somebody. They might be on here. But I was like, this is good. This is good stuff. We need to talk about this. So let's go to the slides.
Can you see the slides?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we go, well, actually we'll go back and forth, but we'll probably hit on both. Number one, this is probably the most important slide in this 12 list of things. And everybody I talk to, that's in this business or in any business, they think that I think they overlook this step of success, and you're crazy if you do it, because attitude is everything. You could have the best sales pitch, you could have the best leads, you could have the best opportunity, the best comp, the best team, but if your attitude sucks, your results are going to suck. And it's a choice. And being just like, I used to say this, I actually still say it, but I used to have to say it to myself is being emotional is a choice. Being grumpy is a choice. Being happy is a choice. Being positive is a choice. Being negative is a choice. Whatever you choose to do is what's going to be. And so if you can do anything, I mean anything of these 12, if you could do one of the 12, this would be the one I would tell you need to get under wraps, because it's that important. When you have a good attitude, it's just crazy how things seem to work out. And it's not by chance. And the people that don't have a good attitude go, you know what, that's bullshit. That's not right. That doesn't work. But the people that have the good attitude that are super uber successful, ask any one of them and they'll all tell you the same thing. It starts with your mindset, it starts with your attitude. So, Jamie, you can get and hit on that.
I
You
mean,
are the
it's just
queen of
like,
attitude.
it's just what it says. It's a choice. Every day we can wake up and be grouchy, and we can wake up and say we're rolled on the wrong side of the bed or whatever. But you have the choice, and you can actually like play a game with yourself and trick yourself into having a good attitude. The most simplest way to change your attitude is to take a journal or take a notepad and write down 15 things you're grateful for. 15. It's going to be hard for you to, the first five will come off real quick, but getting to 15, you're like, dang, what is that? Like, I'm thankful for the lights on. I'm thankful for a hot shower, whatever it is. It can be the most simplest things, but immediately that starts to change your attitude, because how can you be upset when you're grateful for things that you already have? And so simple way to change your attitude is keep a gratitude journal.
Okay, perfect. Y'all should write these down, by the way.
Yeah.
So Because I 100% somebody's going to be like, what was number 4 again? Just get a pen and write it down. It is recorded. Y'all can watch it.
Yeah.
Number 2, focus. Focus daily. Think and act with focus every day. Now, this seems kind of like common sense, but most of the 12 are common sense.
Yeah.
You like, it just seems like common sense. And I think a lot of times people get up and they have no idea what they're doing throughout the day, throughout the week. It's like, well, what am I going to do today? I was watching a video on either Instagram or TikTok, and it was the dude from Shark Tank, who's the Mr. Wonderful. Whoever named himself that is it is what it is. However, he was talking about the dude that owned Apple, and he was talking about the 80-20 noise rule. Like he to every 80% of 80% of his day is accomplishing like make money making activities, tasks that are going to further his business and help him hit his goals, reach where he's trying to get to. 20% is noise. That's the BS stuff that we do fill our day with, right? Noise, TikTok videos or gossiping about, your neighbor or whatever the case may be. And he's like, the only person I saw with a higher noise to activity ratio is Elon Musk. He's like, his is 100%. He's 100% on 24/7. Now, Elon's a little bit nuts because it's the way he's wired, and very few of us are wired that way. But you can work on this. Yeah, Steve Jobs. Thank you. You can work on your focus, and what you focus on, you tend to get. And it's funny, we'll have agents that come in and they focus on objections. Like a brand new agent will come in and be like, well, what if they say this? 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 And then y'all have been dialing for a period of time. You're like, well, they don't ever say that. But I'll be damned if they start dialing and someone on the other line says exactly what they're focusing on. So I think if and this kind of ties in with activity, they all kind of tie together, but or attitude. If you focus on negative stuff, you're going to get negative stuff. If you focus on positive stuff, you're going to get positive stuff. You have to think and act with focus every day on what are my 3 main things I got to accomplish today, and it could be 4, 5, 6, 7. And then once you've determined the things that have to get accomplished today, you rank them. And some people like save the worst for last, or if the hard, like if you got to make a really difficult phone call, they'll put that as 5 of 5. Where most successful people will put that 1 of 5 just to get it out of the way. You know what I mean? So it's things like that, and the more you focus on becoming successful and having success principles, the easier this gets. And in the beginning, it's going to feel strange. It'll feel awkward. It won't make much sense. But if you just keep tracking and doing what the principles are, then it'll become just basically a habit. And this stuff gets super easy. It's not hard. It's just training your brain and training your attitude and your psyche to do certain things a certain way. Babe, I
Yeah.
can't call you
I
babe
was
on this
thinking
one.
about the red I was thinking about the red cars.
Oh yeah.
You know,
That, yeah.
it's like when you get a new car, and let's just say I just saw this like pretty cool like red Bronco. It has white on top and the black. And I saw one at the beach over the summer, and all of a sudden I'm starting to see them like here at home. I'm like, but I didn't know about it. I wasn't focused on it. And so it's like once you start to like see this specific car, all of a sudden you start to see them everywhere. It's like, oh, they were right in front of my face the whole time. I just wasn't focused on it. It's the same thing with this business. It's like it's right in front of your face. You're just not focused on it enough. You're just not dialed in enough. You're just not making it a priority enough to see and reap the benefits of whatever it is. So focus on what it is that you want and then attack to make it happen. So attack is the activity.
Health. Okay. So, and I can actually talk about this now. Like a
Oh,
year and a half ago, y'all would look at me and go, you fat ass, you can't talk about that. But now I lost 60 pounds. I can talk because I've changed my lifestyle and I've changed how I've done it. And I've gone through this cycle my whole life where I pick up weight, then I get super excited about working out, doing stuff. And I've been jacked. I've never been ripped because I eat too much pasta, but I've been in good shape. And then something happens and I fall out of good shape. And so it's for me, it's been a constant battle. But I can tell you in business, when I'm in better shape, I function better. I'm more energetic. I get more done. I'm not tired. And so you can downplay it. How much do I bet? Not as much as you, Dean. That's exactly what I was thinking, Jesse. Um, I'm like, so when I'm in good shape, I feel just so much better all the way around, and I get so much more done. I have more patience with people, um, because honestly, when you wake up and look in the mirror and you're like, God, I'm fat. Like your whole day starts off bad. So and everybody gets in the shower in the morning, right? You get out of shower, the mirror's right there. You can't help but see your fat ass. So I'm like, shit. So I start the day off bad. But when I'm looking good, I'm feeling good. My whole day is just better. Plus, what's the point of making a bunch of money if you're not going to be around long enough to spend it? And I think it just goes hand in hand. I don't know any super successful people that aren't in some sort of fitness club, gym memberships, walk, run, treadmills, home gyms. Um, so it's got to be a priority. It makes you feel better. It gets your brain it gets your brain moving early, even though you're just working out. There's things you can do that can help you. So I don't know. There's not much to say about that because it's not that complicated. But Jamie and I have started walking every day, and it's been probably 8 months now, and it's just it's refreshing to say the least. Jamie,
Yeah, I'm proud of you. You lost 60 pounds. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been like a fitness person, but I try to make healthy choices even. I mean, even if it's just simple things like walking every day, 2 miles every day, trying to, portion control, just eat a little less. Like whatever it is, just start somewhere. Start somewhere that's even maintain like achievable. Like, all these people want to start these big diets and oh no carbs and all this. Is like if you know that in 3 months, if you're not going to be able to still maintain that, what's the point of getting started on it now? Like you're just going to find something that is maintainable and achievable in your life and what you do and how you like. If you're someone like ever like back in the day when you would run business, like it was impossible for us to stop eating at 8 o'clock. We didn't sit down for dinner until after 8:30. That didn't work in that time span of life. It just didn't. But now we fast, we eat from 12 to 8, and we can stop at 8 o'clock because you're not out in the field and driving home. We can stop for dinner. And even with telesales, you can do that too, because you can pause for a little bit, grab a bite to eat, and then be done after whatever it is that your fast period of time is. So I'm not trying to push fasting on somebody, but it's just been easy for us because we can eat what we want. Plus, obviously, walking. So health
for sure.
every day.
Every day. Number four, family daily. And I've said this for a while. Like we're Italian, so our family's super tight. And I'm blessed and I'm thankful and I thank God every day for my family because there is really nothing better. It could all go away tomorrow, and if I got my family, I'm good. And I don't know if everybody, I know everybody doesn't have what we have as far as the family goes, but you have people, and like y'all are family, and moms, dads, brothers, sisters, cousins. Like family's important. It really is. And I, part of me in this business, I feel like a lot of folks use their family as an excuse to either not to or to. And for us, it was like our family was our reason of working as much as we worked, missing certain things, traveling, leaving the house at 8 in the morning, not getting home till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Like it was for my family. But this stuff's simple. Communicate and care for your family daily. Like that's not complicated. Communicate. Pick up the phone, reach out. A text message. I mean, that's and this kind of ties into attitude and focus. Like again, what you're focused on grows. And people, I talk to people like, well, I have a terrible relationship with my family. Well, what do you do to make that relationship any better? Like I don't like every Sunday we have 13, 14, 15 people at my house for dinner. And it's been that way for as long as I can remember. And before it was my house, it was my mom's house. My mom made a point to get everybody together once a week to have dinner. So it's like when people go, well, I'm not close with my family, which because you choose not to be close with your family. I'm not going to dive into anything like if you're not close with your family, you're bad. Like I'm not saying it, but there is some importance to this because having a family is a big deal. And if you have one, you're blessed. And if you don't, I'm extremely sorry for you. And you probably know of you have an emptiness that you can't fill. So it's just simple basic stuff, and let people know you care about them and thinking about them and reaching out to them, and then develop those relationships. That also helps you develop relationships in this business, because when you start working with folks and you become close, and you can't help but become close in this business because it's a people business and relationships are everything. When they do something that might not be how you would have done it, or might be you take as a slight to you, or whatever the case, like, your feelings will get hurt. It's a fact. I mean, we've been doing this for 16 years. There are definitely people that have hurt our feelings. Definitely. We've done a bunch for, we bent over backwards for, we tried our best to help, and it just, people are people and they're going to let you down. But I think learning how to deal with family helps you learn how to deal with people in general, because your family is going to be probably more messed up than the people in your business. And if you can deal with them, you can deal with anybody. Jamie, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
I'll add this in a spousal like perspective. For those of you who have spouses who maybe are not in the business, I think it's super important to be very, very transparent and communicate well with them. Your spouse sometimes doesn't understand this business. They don't understand sometimes long hours. They don't understand sometimes that you went 3 days and you didn't make a sale. But I think if they understood this business, and maybe, we're around people who could help them understand, maybe it's just not you telling, maybe they got on some calls like this, or maybe got with, they had them get on the call with sometimes your mentor or whatever. But your family needs to understand what this business can do. Your family also needs to understand what grind this also takes. And guys, I'm going to talk to you a little bit. Like, nothing is more ick for you not to grind. Sorry. I mean, as a spouse, like, it's not going to be helpful to you later on that night if you did not grind, if you're playing video games and not working. So communicate with your family, but let's get after it. So that way your family, your spouse or your wife and your children, they feel like you did the thing. And role reverse too. Us ladies, listen, I've always been a grinder. Frank and I have been in the business. I've always, every day I go to work. It doesn't matter. I every single day I go to work. I'm a grinder. My family sees that I'm like, they see it. So, and they understand, even from when we first started in this business, I would tell my kids, listen, I'm working right now. Like, do not come into this office unless there is somebody's bonus hanging out or this house is on fire. Like, I am busy right now. I've got to work. And we understood that communication. There was an open line. My kids understood, but they also got to reap the benefits of this business, go on elaborate trips and get great Christmases and get things throughout. Like, they lived a very good life because of this business, but it came with a grind. So be transparent, be open, let your family be a part of this, so that way they can reap the benefits of your hard work too. So
And I'm going to just add one more thing. Like, be transparent with your with your schedule and how
mhm.
important it is and all. But guys, and even ladies, don't go home and complain to your spouse about how bad this business is, because there are going to be days that it sucks. Like, legit. You're going to want to quit. You wish you never started, all the above. If you dump that on your spouse, be prepared to go get a job, because she will not feel comfortable, safe, or secure if all you dump on her is negativity. And hell, I mean, Jamie and I have worked together for 16 years. And there are things that Sean has called me and talked to me about and told me that is absolutely affecting us, that I just didn't say word. I'm not dumping that on Jamie. And she's in the business. Hell, because I can't have her worrying about something that I know will work itself out, and B, there's nothing we can do for right at this moment in time. So you not making a sale today, going home and saying to the wife, oh, or the husband, today sucked, I didn't make a sale. You can't fix that right now. Why don't you just wait till tomorrow? Or go, if she goes, how was your day? Oh, it was great. I was grinding all day. That's all you got to say. You don't need to lie. You don't need to embellish anything. It's just how you communicate is very important. And I want to make sure y'all understand that, because we've lost many a good agent because they were way too transparent and they used their spouse as like a dumping ground. They wanted to dump all their mess on it. So that's important to know. Yes, you should be transparent, but there are certain things you just keep to yourself for the time being. And if you need help with that, reach out to me, reach out to Jamie. We can tell you, like, hey, I'm thinking about telling my wife this. And we'll say do or don't. Just don't say anything is better than saying that. You know what I mean? All
Yeah.
right, number 5, thinking. Practice good thinking habits. Stop relying on ChatGPT. I swear this stuff is going to make people dumb. I'm not kidding you. I get emails daily, and I'm like, dude, can you please stop having ChatGPT type your freaking emails? You look like an idiot. You're not that smart. So I know you would never type this, but it also, like, I don't, and I'm not opposed to AI. I think it's good if it's used properly, but y'all, can we not use it solely for everything we do? There are people that just nonstop. Let me ask chat. Let me ask chat. Let me ask chat. No, I'm trying not to cuss, babe, but I'm getting a little excited. Just think. Like, critical thinking is huge, huge, because the further you go in this business, the bigger the problems will become. And if you can't figure out problems quickly, dude, you're never going to make it. And chat's not going to be able to help you out with some of that stuff. So I know this is not made for that alone, but when I read this and I was thinking about this, I'm like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like ChatGPT. Like, we have to stop because too many people are using it. Sending me like, hey, can you send us a carrier? I get an email from a carrier saying, hey, so and so's in risk of getting terminated. Their persistency's bad. Can they send me a breakdown of what they're doing to fix it? And it's this long ChatGPT email. I'm like, if I know that, and I ain't that smart, you think the carriers aren't going to realize you had ChatGPT type that up? Like, so small stuff, but you get them too. Like, you read it. I'm
I
like, you
know.
read something to me today. I'm like, ChatGPT wrote that. It's just so I think, and if you stop using it, you'll lose it. Your brain is a muscle. It's like Dean. When Dean was big, and Dean's still bigger side, but I've seen Dean big. He was probably bench pressing 600 pounds. He ain't benching that now. He stopped using those muscles to that extent. So eventually he'll be down when he's 60, 65. He won't even be able to bench 150, 200 pounds. You know what I mean? He stopped using those muscles. You lose them. Torn shoulders. I'm with you, Dean. Same thing. I dropped enough weight on my chest one time that I will never lift heavy again. So the point is, you've got to use your brain to grow it. Reading stuff is good. Listening to stuff is good. Thinking is good. Typing out emails, reviewing, reading them out loud, like all that stuff is just training your brain to work, and and it makes you better. I'm not downing Chat GPT. I think it's helpful for a lot of things, but I think if you become dependent on it, that's where it goes bad. And I'm like, I'm watching all these young kids. College, I mean, we got college kids in our house, and then I talk to football kids that I coach, and it's like ChatGPT, ChatGPT. I'm like, oh my gosh, the next generation might be dumb. And that's kind of scary. So, babe, I know you had some thoughts on this. Probably not the ChatGPT, but the critical thinking.
Well, I mean, it's like taking notes. Like, it's like even just something like every time I have a meeting with anybody, I'm immediately taking notes because I want to see what like write down what I'm hearing and how am I gonna how can I if you're not thinking about what the next, stages or next season is of life. I mean, ChatGPT is not going to get you to the next season of life. Like ChatGPT is not going to get you to the next stage of life, the next success of life. You need to think. You need to find out how use other resources, people who have actually been there. Like ChatGPT has not done $400,000 a year in insurance sales. Sorry, they're not. Go seek people who have done it and find these things out. Like, use humans. So yeah, I like ChatGPT as well, and so everybody, it's very convenient, but this is not like I'm I think on my own. I'm a human being. I don't need someone else telling me how to think. So yeah.
Number 6, commitment. This is a good one. Like, this is a
Mm.
really good one, and it's funny because this is probably the hardest one for people in general. And it was not easy for me. It probably was easier for Jamie than it is for me because I'm like, I'll commit to something, but if it's stupid, I will uncommit in a heartbeat. Um, but commitment's a big deal. Make and keep your commitments every day. And if you can do this, you will win along with the attitude, because that's it. But if you can keep your commitments every day, you will win at this business. Too many people commit to something and then they quit. It's like I'll do this with people, we do strategy calls, mentoring calls all the time, and I'm like, all right, can you commit to 90 days for me? And every one of them's like, yep, and shit. Some of them last 3 days, some of them last 8 days, some of them last 3 weeks. And the ones that get to the 90-day, that's the ones that see the major change. And so it's uber important. And your word is all you have. Like I was talking to a gentleman last week that was thinking about coming here to FFL. And, it felt really good that I could say to him, you know what, you can go look my name up on the web. I ain't got nothing. Like, and I've been in this business for 16 years. There ain't nothing bad on because Jamie and I just do what we say we're going to do. We keep our commitments and it's worked for us. So it seems again, some of this stuff is like, oh, that's common sense. Yeah, I know. But is it really? Like, how many of y'all are going to set a New Year's resolution? Raise your hand. Drop a one in the comment section if you're going to set a New Year's resolution. Okay, so two things on
Right.
that. Start it today. Like, you don't need to wait till a new year to change something. Start tomorrow. Like, for real. That's. I don't want to say it's childish because that's rude, but like, if I need to change something, I'm not waiting till January 1st to give me the reason to change it. I'm changing it tomorrow. But two, how many of y'all are going to do it as long as it takes to get it done? And make note, like if I'm y'all, who John is mine is stop being inconsistent with working out, taking weeks off, etc. Okay, Jonna, typed it in the group chat. There's 100 and some odd people on here. Y'all know Jonna's New Year's Eve, New Year's resolution is to stop being inconsistent with working out. So now 123 y'all could go, Jonna, how's that going? That's impressive. Jesse, same thing. Well, more of a New Year's, let's keep improving. Start at 12-1. Love that. Already got my goals lined up for 2026. That's a goal. That's not a New Year's resolution. So Dean will hit that. I have no doubt. Start today. Don't work. Mine is let's see if we got any more. Like, put them in here and commit to it. Like, stop it to. It's like I just hate seeing people quit at stuff. It drives me up a freaking wall. And people go like, well, what does it take for me to get mentored by someone like you or Sean or like do what you say you're going to do. Don't bitch, moan, and complain at all, ever, because it's not worth it. And just do what you say you're going to do. And if you commit to something, just commit to it. Don't ever stop doing it until it's time to stop doing it. So I could talk for an hour and a half, 2 hours on commitment because it's that important. And in this business, it's everything. Your commitment is everything because there's going to be days that you want to not commit or you want to quit. And the only thing that'll get you through is your commitment. My commitment was to my wife, my kids, my family, our checking account. That was my commitment. Jamie's commitment to the kids, to me, to the checking account. We just never quit. That commitment was real, and you're going to need it. Trust me when I tell you, if this was easy, like Jesse makes more than 99% of the people in the country. Dean makes more than 0.1% of the people in the world. If it was easy, everybody would do it. So if that's the case, why in the hell doesn't everybody do it? Because it's hard. And I think a lot of times we glance over the fact that it's going to be hard. There were nights that Jamie would lay in bed crying about how bad our checking account looked. There were mornings that we woke up and we meant to make a phone call and it went to T-Mobile instead of the person we were trying to call because our bill was late. There were months that I had to beg the electric company not to turn off the heat because it was 22 degrees outside and I had infants. Dude, we just stayed committed. So when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to stop. Jamie's huge on that. Every morning, she's committed. I watch her every morning get up, sit in the little chair she's sitting in right now. She opens her Bible, reads a verse too, opens her book, writes out things she's thankful for, and then people she's praying for. Like she's committed to doing that every day. Every day. She didn't have to. It's just a commitment she made. I watch her. I watch her commit to helping my nephew build his church, grow his church. Like I'm so like she's busy. If y'all could follow her around in a day, you'd be exhausted by noon. Like she's busy. She doesn't ever stop ever. And I'm like, really, you just put something else on your plate? It's like that really fat cousin you got that comes to Thanksgiving and piles the plate up super high, and like they can't even carry it back to the table. It's spilling over, and you know they ain't going to eat it all. That's what her life looks like. It's that plate. But she committed, and every Wednesday, out the door at 5:45 or whatever time it is, to be at the front door greeting people coming into church. Commitment. Be easy for her to go, you know what? I'm just busy. I can't. It's easy to quit when you say you're going to do something, you just don't feel like doing it. Successful people don't quit. So, babe, you can go. I could, again, go on for hours about this, but
I mean, I think it just comes with daily habits. Your daily habits will allow you to keep going in that to your like keep pushing to your commitment. Like if it just becomes part of your daily routine, then it's hard to lose that commitment. But I think sometimes people commit to something way further beyond than they were ever going to achieve. Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm committed to this and I'm going to do these 3, 4, 5 habits every day so I can hit whatever I said I was going to commit to do. And oh, by the way, sometimes a commitment is like, my word is my word. Like if I said that I was going to be there for you, even if I don't want to, even if it messes up someone out my day or what, I already committed to it. I said I was going to do it. You don't go back on your word. If you don't have your word, then what else are you going to not commit to later? What else are you going to, what's going to come up later on down the road that you said you were going to do that you didn't do? So just hold true to your word all the time. But little small daily habits will help you achieve those bigger committed goals that you have. So
finances. I'm going to let Jamie hit on this because y'all don't want my advice on finances. But I will add a thing or two because I think it's super helpful to have the mindset that I have in this business. Make and
yeah,
properly manage your money every day. And that doesn't
yeah,
mean be cheap. Like, don't get it twisted because cheap is stupid and looks bad on everybody. You can't be cheap and build a business, period. End of story. So, but
no.
managing your money I'm also not saying like make a little bit of money and go out and buy a Lamborghini. Don't be stupid. Like, manage your money the way it's supposed to be managed, and then you can multiply it. So, babe, I'm gonna literally let you hit on this because you're really good at it.
Well, I mean, first of all, like all of us that even have money is a blessing to have money. Okay. So let's just get that part straight right away because every person who is in this business, who is here at FFL, we were, one bad day away from not being where we are right now, having money. So I'm very, very aware of that every day. Every day when I realize how blessed I am financially, I'm like, you know what? I was one decision away from not being as financially blessed as we are today. I was one quit away from not being as financially blessed as I am today. We were one give up or one call away from just throwing in the towel and going to get jobs away from not being as blessed as we are today. So I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm not, I'm giving all glory to God for that part because that was not like, it's a non-negotiable. But I'm also aware that I'm supposed to be a good steward of money too. I don't want to blow money. I want to, do good things with it. I want to be a giver and not just always a receiver. Some people just like mine, 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 mine. No, no, you weren't given all of that to just be mine, mine, mine. Like you have to, do good with what you have. And so, being a good steward of what you have, sometimes it's called delayed gratification. And I think a lot of people nowadays, they see everybody else's life on social media, on Instagram, on here, there, and everywhere, and thinking like, I deserve, I deserve, I deserve. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't deserve yet. That's not to say that you don't deserve in the future, but you don't deserve right now. I mean, some people are in this business for like 2 years or whatever, and think, I deserve a Lambo. I deserve this. I deserve a second home. No, you're not ready for that. Be a good steward now is what you have so later you can have more. And so giving right off the top. I mean, giving back immediately off of what you have. How many people here give back? Whether it's tithes, whether it's to church, whether it's to a foundation that you love, you have to give back first and foremost. So that's one piece of it. Delayed gratification. Not overspending. Not every time you think about wanting something, do you have to go buy it. Is this going to change your world in 3 months from now? They probably don't need it right now. Just put it on the back burner. Save it on a Pinterest board. Save it in your little thing that, like people like TikTok shop, 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 shop. Stop. You're not being a very good steward with your money. Like, how about going on a sabbatical of spending? I did a strategy call with someone. He's like, I just don't have any money. I'm like, you got plenty of money coming in. Where are you spending all your money? It was like $3,000 of just like aimless spending that was going nowhere, nothing to be accounted for. It was just like, poof, out of there. It's like, be a better steward of your money and you will have more of it. And then you will be able to invest it in things like leads or building the business or your tax, hey, newsflash, we make a lot of money, which means you're going to have to pay a lot of money in taxes, by the way, especially if you're in my state. So you have to be a good steward of your finances. You something like, I'm just not good with my finances. Oh, you're really good at it. Spending it. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop all of these vacations and salon trips. And I got to get a massage and my nails and my toes and my feet. Just stop spending. Just stop. You make plenty of money. This business is super lucrative. You can take a deep breath and not hit spend. Amazon, right? I mean, we've all been, I said to Frank, I wonder if we could go a whole month without spending any money on anything that was materialistic. He's like, sure we could. I'm like, okay, let's see. Not that I'm saying we were going to do it, but I was just, because we've done it as well. But, we've been called to be good stewards with what we have. And I think I'm very convicted about that. It's biblical. This is not all of ours to keep. And we've been called to manage our money wisely. And it's just like anything else. You cannot sit here and tell me that I'm just not good at managing my money. Well, you're good at spending it, so you can also be good at managing it. It's just a matter of flipping the page and saying, you know what, I'm not going to spend it on that. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to have self-control and not. So that's what I have to say about that.
Well, and I think, one of the greatest things that happened to us, I know, is when we started in this business, we had lost everything, like everything, because we had a mortgage company. It was doing really well. We didn't manage our money properly. The rates went up. Banks were closing. A whole bunch of stuff went on. We lost everything. So our credit was awful. So we had no credit when we started the business. So like delayed gratification for us wasn't really a challenge because we couldn't spend it. I mean, we could have, but it would have been really irresponsible and immature to do so. We had everything we bought, leads, office, staff, it was all cash because we didn't have the ability to put anything on a credit card. And I think that's helpful. It does a few things. It helps you control your spending because you don't spend things on things you probably shouldn't. And you only spend it if you have it. It's not like you're buying it today and then making payments over the next 12 months. You're paying it in full. And B, it makes you work harder. Because if we wanted something extra, we put in extra work. So if y'all try doing that, and again, I'm a huge fan of spending money. Don't get it twisted. And
when we first got married, Frank said, I don't do two things. I don't do diets and I don't do budgets. That was what he told me when I was like, okay, first of all, slow down. So we just called them different things. We managed our money well.
But the deal was
But
I didn't want to live on a budget. I wanted to make enough money so I didn't have to have a budget. Now, we obviously didn't start out that way. But in my mind, it's like we made enough to buy what we wanted to buy, what we needed to buy. And there was things I wanted that we didn't get to buy, but it wasn't like that. And again, you got to convince yourself in whatever you want. But this is a big one. And the taxes Jamie mentioned is huge. You get yourself in trouble in this business if you start popping off a bunch of checks, deposits throughout the year, and then all of a sudden come the end of the year because you spent all your money on dumb stuff. Now you can't pay the IRS. Now the IRS, you owe them money. They charge you 20, 30, 40% interest and penalties so that $10,000 you owe them turns into $22,500 because it takes you another 4 years to pay it off. Be smart. The minute you get paid, you should have a separate account that you put 30, if you want to be safe, 40%, but if you're just starting, 30 should be enough. 30% right into that account. Set it aside. Don't touch it. Do not touch it. That's for your taxes. And then giving. It's our business changed when Jamie and I committed to giving when we didn't have it. And we did commit to giving when we didn't have it. And that year, our business went from $300,000 a month to $1.2 million a month in 12 months. And you can call it whatever you want. I call it real good karma and God. So if you don't believe in God, I call it karma. You believe in God, that was 100% God. All right, number 8, faith. Back to faith. Again, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm very cautious of doing this because people judge, and y'all probably look at me and go, he's he's Christian, yeah, okay, and have at it what you want. Like, in God we trust. I don't even know what this says. Something about guns for everything else. Um, I believe what I believe, and I know what I believe, and God knows what I believe. I think if you don't have faith in something, we choose to have faith in God, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Then you're kind of lost, and for us, it's changed not only our business but our marriage, our family, the way we raise our kids, the daily decisions we make, how we speak to people, how we handle situations, what we do with our money, all the above. So it goes without saying, sometimes this is at the top of the list. Like, it goes without saying. I said number one is number one, attitude, but this trumps everything because it's always God and then everything else. Faith and everything else. If you, I don't know, Christ is king. I think we're in the right chat for this, babe, because nobody's giving me any pushback. And if you are, I don't know
It's
what to tell
okay.
you. Maybe,
It's okay.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
okay because we love him
this
still and
this is
it's
why
fine.
Jamie's good for this call, because I would have probably ran him off. So good job. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's important. Every day you should be doing some sort of faith based activity, whether it's reading a verse in the Bible, reading a Bible verse, praying. You should be praying every day. Um, Again, all of it is super helpful, and it changes things. It really does. It truly does, baby. I know you could talk for hours on this one, so I'll let you go.
Well, I mean, I've seen miracles just happen. And so I've seen God change people, change situations, change financial situations, change outcomes. And it wasn't anything other than that. You couldn't, there wasn't, you couldn't have made it up if you tried. And so I know that the power of prayer is real. You pray over your business, you pray over your leads, you pray over the people you're going to talk to, you pray over your day. It will change your outcome of that day. Try me for 90 days. See if it doesn't work. Every single day in my prayer, every single morning, I wake up, like Frank said, I get in my word. I start my day off with praises because you can't have a bad attitude when you're praising God for all that you already have. And also it's good to go back and see, like, Lord, you know what? You got me this far. You did all of that, even on the days that you don't feel like it. And then, you know, after praises, pray for whoever's, lost people, or even if no one's asked me to pray for them that day. It's just not, there's always something to be prayed for, but I pray over the business every single day. I pray that God will give us new people to, talk to about this business, to minister to anything, to tell them about him. But it changes things. Prayer changes things. It changes you. It changes your attitude. It changes your business. It can change your finances. Try me on it. So
Mm,
that's what I'd say about that.
okay, Forrest Gump.
Huh? I don't know
That's
that
all I
movie
got to
like
say
that.
about it. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Number 9, relationships. We talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but this is a relationship business, and if you think you can build it without building relationships, you're sadly mistaken. And I'm not saying you can't build it, but you can't build it on a solid foundation without relationships. You might build it, but it'll blow over and tumble at some point. Um, the reason that people stay is because of the relationships. So I think a lot of times it's so transactional. And if you think about it down to a basic level, let's take just doing virtual telesales. In the beginning, everybody struggled because none of us did what we did when we were face to face. We didn't take the time to build that relationship, to express interest in the client that you're servicing, ask them questions about them, their family, and when you do that, when you don't do that, the person is looking at you like it's just a transaction to them. They're just a transaction to you, and they're probably not right. They're probably not wrong. Sorry. Um, I'm watching these cameras adjust, and it's freaking me out. Like it's zooming in and zooming out. I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
Mine was
Um,
doing that too.
okay. So if you're doing that with clients, they're looking at you going, he don't care about me. He's just trying to make a dollar. But when you slow down and you start asking your clients, potential clients, questions about them, their family, what's important to them, what they do for work, and how they enjoy. Like when you build that relationship, they truly become a client, not just a transaction. It works the same way in building an agency. When you care about people, what's going on in their life, what's going on with their family, what's going on in general, it becomes more than just a, a business associate, it becomes family. I mean, and that's a really key ingredient, and why I think FFL National as a whole, the success zone is the greatest team in the world because we truly treat everybody like they're a part of the family. And y'all are family to us. We couldn't do what we do without y'all. And we hope that feeling is reciprocal, but it's a relationship business, and you have to get good at building relationships with people. And they're not always gonna this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this, and I'll let Jamie add in. It's not always gonna be easy because again, people are people. Hell, I'm married to Jamie, and it's not always easy. Like and we love each other for sure. But there's things I do that she doesn't like. There's things she does that I don't like. You work through it and you move on. I think too many times in business relationships, something happens and you forget the work on it part and you just move on. Like, no, dude, we're in this for the long haul. Let's go. Figure out what we got to do to fix the situation and let's keep moving because I love you and I'm here to help you. When people know that, dude, you could do a lot. There's a lot of folks on this call that I could screw up with pretty badly. And because they know how much I care about them, how much Jamie and I care about them, they would forgive us because we've built that relationship with them over the years they've been here with us. So, Jamie, you can add to that. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, relationships are important. We're human. We weren't made to just have conversations with ChatGPT. We were made to be in relationship with humans. That's how we were made. That's how we were designed. We were designed to be in relationship with people. And so it's only fitting that it be that way here too. That, we care about. It's almost like this is like a mission field for us. We care if you win. We care if you make money. We care if you are successful here. And so inevitably we want to invest in that relationship. So yeah, I think that's perfect what you said.
Perfect. Number 10, generosity. Plan for and model generosity every day. This is a really good one because there are a lot of cheap folks out there. And I keep using that word, and I don't know if it's the right one, but I think it is. Um, you ever seen those videos of people walking around in maybe like an inner city or just a really bad area where there's homeless folks and they're asking people that are dressed bougie and to the hills if they can have a dollar to eat or something like that, and the people are like, no. But then they sit down next to someone that's homeless that has a bag with some food in it, and they're like, man, I'm really hungry. You think I would get something to eat? And the homeless person has nothing, and that's all they have in front of them to eat for the day, offers them their food. Like, And it makes you think like, whoa, like that's just crazy. I don't ever want to be like those bougie people when someone walks by and is like, nope, 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 turn my nose up to you. No. Like, dude, being generous is a gift. And if you didn't get it, like I think some people truly are born with it. And like I'm super grateful that my wife was born with it because I know I was. I'll give you the shirt off of my back if you need it. I'll give you the last dollar out of my bank account if you need it. And that's good to an extent. It can be bad, but there's not enough people out there like that. And I think in business, when you have that mindset to tie this into business, it becomes not about the money, it becomes about giving. And when you make it about giving and other people, the money comes to you so much faster than you could have possibly imagined. But we get tied up and caught up in this like alligator arms, this everything. They keep everything so tight to them because they're afraid that it's not that they can't give away 10% of their money every week or every month. What if they wouldn't be able to buy something they wanted? What if I can't make my car payment? What if I can't make my mortgage payment? What if I don't can't pay my rent? What about my cell phone, my kids? Like, but that's not how it works. It truly isn't. Like it's it says it in the Bible. Like, test me on this. Give with a giving with a humble, gracious heart,
Joyful.
a joyful heart, and I'll give it back to you tenfold. Like it says it. And it says test me. It's like the only thing, and I'm not a preacher, so don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm
We're
right.
not.
If you don't believe me, you can ask ChatGPT. Just kidding. It's the only place in the Bible that God says test me. If you don't believe me, test me. So, like, it can't be a coincidence. It really can't. And when you start doing things for people that you don't have to do, they start to truly want to follow you. And that's a fact. It's just a fact. That's how you build an army of people that will run through a wall for you. Is when you do things for them that you don't have to do out of the kindness of your heart because you care and you love them. Period. End of story. Jamie?
Yeah. Just giving without an expectation of ever getting anything back. I think
Mm.
if you just give with an expectation of never ever receiving anything in return from that person or from that situation or that scenario, you're winning. So
All right. Number 11,
we're getting there. We
values.
have two more.
Yeah, two more. Yeah, we're going to wrap up about right on time.
Hmm.
Values. This is, again, oh, that's common sense. Yeah, I know. So then why is it so difficult for people to have good morals and values? I don't know. Embrace and practice good values daily. What does that look like? Well, that looks like um,
Doing what's right when you don't even want to do what's right. When
doing
nobody's
what's
looking,
right.
always do what's right.
There you go. Doing what's right when nobody's looking.
Hmm.
Following your commitments. Because when you commit to something and you don't do it, then that's just a bad value. When you lie to people, that's a bad value. When you yell at someone, it's bad value. When you do something that's not in the best interest of your client or your agent, that's not good values and morals. Like this is pretty simple, but I think Jamie and I have done a decent job at building our business this way. The way we always looked at everything was okay, what is best for the agent? Does it hurt us? How bad does it hurt us? Is it going to put us out of business? No. Okay. Is it going to hurt? Yes. Okay. Is it best for the agent? Yep. Then let's do it. Simple, it is very simple to if you boil it down, it's very simple. You just got to make a decision to live that way. And if you do, you'll be around a long time in a business that can make you a bunch of money and you can change a lot of lives along the way. Jamie.
No, I mean, I agree. Do what's right even when no one's looking. But clients, agents, even when it might not benefit you today, because you're always planting seeds whether the seeds are going to be good or seeds are bad. It's your choice. You will reap what you sow. And so you plant good seeds, you probably reap some goodness. If you plant bad seeds, you'll probably get some rotten stuff. So I think
Mm.
it goes hand in hand with having good values.
All right, number 12. This is the 12th and final
And all of these are
step.
daily, to do daily,
Daily,
every day.
every single day. All right. Well, number 12, growth. Seek and experience improvements every day. Well, that's simple, right? I mean, Jamie starts her day off seeking and then experiencing improvements every day. She gets up, reads her Bible, writes down her
Here's my little
gratefuls,
book.
writes down, there's her little book. Um, you can do it in your phone. Like you can make a little note tab, like go to notes. You could put it in there and you could do it every single day. Just 15 things, 5 things. If you can't come up with 15, like I could come up with 15 in a heartbeat. I'm breathing. That's one. Like every day. You wake up, get out of bed, you're alive. Thank God. Um, listening, reading, big. Like I hated to read. Hated it. Hated school, hated all the but I hated it. And then I started getting around a bunch of people that were making a bunch of money and they're like, you need to read this book. Oh, you need to read this book. I'm like, shit, I just finished that book. Can you give me like a 2-year break? No, you need to read one book a week. I'm like, a week? Hell, it took me 6 months to read the last book. That's a really, really good way to grow is reading. Listening to the right podcasts. They're audiobooks. Um, journaling. It can help you grow. What did I do good every night? What did I do well today? What could I have done better? What do I need to accomplish tomorrow? All that stuff goes into growth. The biggest thing I think you can help yourself grow that will help you grow in this business is everything that's not right in your business. If you look in the mirror and go, what did I do and what could I have done better? Because if you can start taking accountability for where you're at in your life and stop blaming everybody else, because and y'all don't need to raise your hand if you're one of those people that blames everybody else for your lack of success. Once you can start taking responsibility for what you have and have not done and start looking at what I can and could have done differently, your world will change. And I heard this analogy, I don't know, 2 3 years ago. It was about a guy that he was on stage talking, and he had a volunteer. He was like, all right, so let's just say, Jamie, you were at a red light and someone rear-ended you. Whose fault would you say that is? And Jamie would say what?
His fault. He rear-ended me.
His fault. He rear-ended me. And the guy goes, well, let me break it down for you like this. Jamie, what time did your alarm go off this morning?
6.
What time did you get out of bed?
6:08.
6:08. So you should have got out of bed at 6, but you got out of bed at 6:08. You got in the shower. Did you leave the house? What time did you want to leave the house?
7:15.
7:15. So what time did you actually leave the house?
7:17.
7:17. When you were driving to the spot, all the way up to where you were sitting at the red light and you got rear-ended, did you speed?
Probably, yeah.
Did you roll through any stop signs?
No, I stop every time.
Stopped every time. How about any yellow lights? Did you speed up for a yellow light or slow down?
I slow down.
You slowed down. Okay. So like, and if I was getting asked those questions, I'd be like, yep, never stop at a stop sign. Yep, I speed up when it's yellow. Yep, I was definitely speeding. And the guy goes, Jamie, if you would have got up at 6 instead of 6:08 and you walked out of the house at 7:15 as opposed to 7:22, you wouldn't have been sitting at that red light to get rear-ended. Now, from an insurance standpoint, all that stuff, yeah, it's the guy's fault that rear-ended her. But when you can start looking at your life like that in that kind of detail, when everything that's going on, even if it is not your fault, like if you can justifiably go, you know what, that wasn't my fault. If you can go, what a part of that situation could I have done differently because I had a hand in it? You might be innocent, but you had a hand in it somewhere along the line. When Mike File left FFL National, which we were FFL Maryland back at that point in time, Mike File left for a reason. And I could have been, and I was aggravated, mad, pissed, like hurt, all the above. But what Jamie and I did was What did we do that make all these people not want to be here with us? And we started looking in the mirror, more so me than her, because she's always very kind and generous, and I can be a dick sometimes. What could I have done differently to make people not feel the way I made Mike and that whole crew that left feel? Because obviously I wasn't doing something right. When we started looking at our business that way, it changed the trajectory of our business, and it forever changed the trajectory of our lives. But most people aren't willing to take the responsibility for where they're at because it's just easier to point the finger at somebody else. Don't be one of those people. If you want help from us, Jamie, myself, some of the other leaders here, don't be one of those guys, because I don't want to help you. And I want you to win, but I can't waste time on someone that refuses to take responsibility for their own actions. So, Jamie, anything else you want to hit on growth? I know it's late, but that's an important one.
I'll just give one last plug, and you kind of said it earlier. If you want growth in this business, get around people who are growing. One of the ways you can do that is conference. We'll tell you, we wouldn't be multimillionaires in this business if it hadn't been for conferences. So I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just saying that for sure you ask somebody who didn't, if your mom's still saying, what should I get you for Christmas? Send her the link to fflconvention.com and say, just get me this, because I
And
promise you
Skippy.
it will change your life. Ask for a stocking, whatever it is, get there. Make sure you are there. It will change your life. It'll change your business. And this business, I always say, it's not for everybody, but it can be for anybody, and it can be for every person who's hearing our voices right now. This 2026 can be your year. And if you just take little bits, little disciplines every single day. The book that we were talking about tonight, if you didn't catch it, was Jumpstart Your Priorities. It's a 90-day book. It's like 2 pages every day. Why don't you just start with that? Start with saying, you know what? I'm not going to be the person who again this year says I'm going to do something and doesn't do it. Take the necessary steps, all of these 12 things we talked about tonight, and start implementing them every single day and make 2026 your best year. It can be for you, but you have to do it. You have to take action. You have to put the pieces in play to make sure that it happens. Don't be the person who's just saying they're going to do it again this year. Be sick and tired of being sick and tired of saying it's going to happen. It didn't happen because you didn't make sure that it happened. And so with that, Merry Christmas.
I hope you all seriously have the best Christmas you've ever had. And to add to that, if your parents are going to spend more than $99 on you for Christmas, ask them for Southwest gift cards or American Airlines, the United, so you can get there, or maybe like a Priceline gift card. John is like, you can book flights and hotels payment plans with Priceline. So
Oh my
there's
God.
your there
Okay, so
you
ask
can
for a
use that.
Priceline gift card.
Yes, something that can get you there. But I hope you guys seriously have an incredible Christmas with your families. I hope you get everything you asked for, and I do pray and hope that 2026 is your year, because it can be. And it's just a decision. It truly is. When you make your mind up that you're done being mediocre and you're going to be super successful, it's a wrap. But you have to just make your mind up, because once you make that mind up, you can't break it. It's a lock. So I appreciate y'all. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. We love you guys. We will see you next Monday on this call again. But
And at
Thursday,
8 o'clock tonight
oh,
is the
opportunity meeting.
virtual opportunity meeting. So make sure you jump onto that. Yeah.
And no SRS call this week. It's Christmas. We're not going to do that. So we'll see you next week on that. But Monday, or hop on the call right after this, and get as many people on as you can. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a great night. Take care.
Bye.